Right, so it's a bit of a pain in the arse to me today. My back tyre's just gone on the crappy Chinese one that I was going to get rid of. Push has come to shove really anyway, because of just pulling out the close, it's decided to come away from the beading, come undone, and it's decided to come away from the rim anyway. So it's a bit of a pain in the arse for me at the minute, because it's one job after another after another after another. I'm busy. I ain't got 5 minutes to myself, so it's got to go for its first MOT anyway. So it's going to be the shop's going to come and get it and change the tyre at the same time. I would have took the wheel off and took the wheel down, but once I've got it up on the jack and took the wheel off, how am I going to get it back into the garage? I haven't really got the room to jack it up in the garage and take it off and work around and take it off in the garage. So it'd be alright if it was the other bike I got to work on outside in the back, because you know, it's out there anyway. I could have jacked it and took the wheel off and then left it on the jack out there where it is, but I can't with this one. So I can't leave it. Even with the wheel off, it'll probably disappear on the back of somebody's truck, and then, you know, you can't really leave motorbikes outside like you can cars, because all you have to do is a couple of people can chuck it on the back of a wagon. So it'll have to be took, I'm afraid, and have the wheel done. The thing is, because it's going for its MOT, there's a few things that I need to do. On the other side, the indicators, you'd have a cluster of l.e.ds, well, the ones at the tip. On the other side of, you know, just the one on the very ends is playing up, so I've got some new ones to put on before it goes. Got to get that done first. Obviously, solder them up. I use my old Powercraft gas soldering iron. It just takes lighter gas, saves messing about with cables and stuff like that. Right, so first and foremost, I'm going to cut the tape off from where I did put the previous two on, to expose the joint, soldered joint. Now, I'm not going to be using tape this time around. I'll use some nice shrink wrap tubing. But this seems to have done it's a good job I did previously. Well, obviously there's no bullet type connectors on the back indicator, so you do have to either find some connectors to hard solder on, or hard solder the indicators themselves, which is what I'm doing, what I did before. Yeah, there's one there. Now, there's one thing that that I don't like about Chinese motorcycling is their chains aren't brilliant, and their rubber tyres aren't brilliant either. But there are a lot of 125s now by the Japanese companies that are built in the same factories over there anyway, so there's no you know, when it comes to 125s, I know there's still some that aren't, like the YZF-R that's French, but you know, you can't say that all Chinese bikes are rubbish, because the Japanese 125s are mainly all built there as well. The CB 125F is one bike that's built in China. Not the CBF, but the new CB 125F. You've one. The Yamaha YBR is another one. So you know. But they do, you know, so you gotta kind of be truthful about it. But they do have problems over the tyres ain't brilliant. I mean, I was going to change this tyre anyway, so it's no skin off my nose really, and it had to go for its MOT, so because it's been, might as well do it all in one stop. Get that off there. Expose that one. I don't know at the minute. I don't know which out of these two is the left or the right, but they're both going to be changed anyway. The way to find that out is to obviously undo the indicator and then give it a little pull on the cable so you see which one tightens up, you know which one goes where. So I'll get some get a spanner, probably a stubby one, to remove this nut. Okay, once we've got the old indicator off, and we've got I'll just cut the wires off the end of it. Grab hold of that, as you'll see there, you give it a pull, because you have to perform the soldering outside here anyway. So just give it a pull, and that'll pull so you can tell that it's that one. So you pull that there, you do your soldering, and then you can grab it this side and pull it back through and feed it back through again afterwards. So we've got to undo this. Right, what you want to do is get your new indicator, but you want to check the polarity first, because you'll notice they're not clear wires, some of this stuff. I mean, one's a black wire, which we usually have as a negative on the polarity. But the other one on here, if you look, it's actually grey. It's actually grey. And if you look on the old one, had a usual red positive and a black, you would assume, so you could kind of go off that. But if you look at the actual connection on the bike, there's a green and an orange, so you know, some weird colours there. So what you really generally have to do is turn your ignition on, put your indicator on, and obviously touch it to the wires, so you know which is the correct polarity really, and just double check. Right, so I'll set up the soldering iron to solder now. You can use any soldering iron to do the job, obviously, as long as it works. I'm going to use this old Powercraft gas iron, because I haven't got to mess about getting the extension cable out, even though I might have to for the shrink wrap part. With I use a little thin like a hairdryer type heat gun thing, because I actually need to buy a new one. I don't know, anybody remembered I said I got electric on the Twitter. I got electrocuted by an appliance. That was my old heat gun, so I still need to replace that and buy a new one. So that'll probably be one on the tool reviews over the next few weeks. This just takes regular lighter gas, so if you ever see me buying this anywhere, I don't smoke. It's for my portable blowtorches and soldering irons and stuff. This is actually a blowtorch as well. You take the tip off with the little spanners there. It's a portable blowtorch as well. I'm not sure, but I don't know if this can be actually used to reflect the heat around for the heat shrink wrap, possibly. Right, left. Now you'll have to finish up your ends. You'll have to cut the tips off, take the rubber bits off, use a pair of pliers or something. You might get away with even using the knife, scoring around, and then taking off a little bit to attach the copper wire exposed, obviously. to attach to the ends of the wires that's already out. Now you'll have to tin. I recommend you tinning with some solder first of all before you take it up there and join them together. Right, remember to put your nut off your new indicator on the actual threaded wire that's still attached to that's hardwired to the bike, and thread that through your hole. That'll stop that nut from falling off anyway, but it's that's how it's got to go, otherwise you ain't going to be able to thread it through otherwise. Thread the heat shrink wrap in place first, if they do, because they do slide, and if they do become to be a pain, you can always use a bit of masking tape to keep them in place lower down until it's time to shrink wrap the joint up. Right, once that's done, shrink wrap up your joint, your soldered joint. Check that you're once you've tightened the nut up, check your indicator's working, which it is. Alright, this I had to cut the old indicator off this side because this is rusted up really hard. Tried to get ratchet on this one side, breaker on the other, and it still didn't. It just stuck. Still didn't want to know. So obviously I can't heat it up because of the plastic. It'll damage the plastic surround there. So what I'm going to have to do, so I'm not using it again anyway, is just cut through there. But obviously I can't use a hacksaw because of where it is. So I'm going to use the work zone air saw with my compressor. There's a good chance to review this. I'll probably re-show this part of the video maybe on a review for the air saw. It's got some metal blades, like hacksaw blades, so I might as well get that done. You'll notice the number plates just cut my my knuckle there quite badly. Okay, so the air saw worked, did its job. Cut that end off, pulled that out. You can see where that had rusted up solid, basically like a little power hacksaw. I probably could have got a jigsaw with a metal HSS blade in the under there maybe, but it's a good job I bought that. That's what you call buying in case you need it. There's a locking clip there, so you can't just press it down until that goes up. Sounds a bit like a nitro engine on a remote control plane or car. My knuckle's still bleeding everywhere. After you've done it, make sure you check that it's working, obviously, on both sides. Some new ones on the front. Alright.